do something quick. We're just gonna try and back test. I haven't made a video in a while, but yeah, I just want to show you how I would back test. Obviously I'm an MMXM trader, so the logic that I use would be, let's say, we won't have chart on screen, but something like this. So as we come down into a gap, we'd be generating buy side liquidity. We would look for a smart money reversal off of this. This isn't needed, but this. We look for market structure shift here. We look for a tail soup here. This tail soup could already be inside the box, so there could already be a wick like this. Like there could already be a wick inside from previous use. So want to get some sort of sweep inside the gap, then potentially an SMT. On that, then we want to see the market shift, and then we can target the buy side of the curve. So if we was to do that for this chart, so within the hourly time frame we can go up, but we're on the daily, you've got a daily gap here. Obviously I'd like to see confirmation, which is the only issue why longs wouldn't be acceptable. Obviously, like I was saying, that framework with a little wick inside and taking it out. Now there hasn't been a market structure shift fully here to then go for this buy side. I suppose you could argue that this hourly candle is the model 1 candle, but yeah, that's really up to you. For me, what I'm seeing is, because we didn't get this confirmation here, I mean, we may have got it on like the 15 minute, we didn't get it on the 15 minute. So yeah, it's kind of hard, because like in this example, we didn't get this confirmation that we wanted. We can filter that down, but then I'm seeing this gap here, these highs. It's looking more like a market, like a buy model, but we just haven't got the confirmation. So maybe we do want to come to this gap, sweep these highs, generate sell side. As you can see, we've got 1, 2, and 3. Maybe we want to take this out. Let's see what that would look like. So we just tapped it. We didn't take any buy side out inside of the gap, which is a bit of an issue. On ES we don't even have a gap. Yeah. So definitely not as easy, because I could definitely argue both sides of this curve. We could monitor this 15-minute gap. If we want to respect it, then we could probably look for longs out, but okay, yeah, we've got equal highs there. Yeah, we can kind of argue longs and shorts. So we're just going to kind of watch and see what we do. Obviously we've already got a wick inside, so ideally we turtle soup this, and then we can get our structure. We'll skip. Okay, that's a nice candle, but we'd probably want to see close above here. Okay, we got another. So we're lacking displacement now. Okay, so we're still inside of this. So I'll soup this low. Did we go for any lower gaps? We went for an inverse gap here, but we'll see if that's valid. Obviously there was no real turtle soup inside of that though, which is a bit of an issue, so we could still just be rocking in that, and the 15 minute was still, yeah. Ideally, well technically this is now the market structure shift. This high, is it 1, 2, 3? No, technically it would be here, but we do have a lot of equal highs up there, so this could make sense. We could also turtle soup again. Okay, so we get close above. We've now got a gap here that we could potentially short long from, so we'll just put a long position on here. We'll risk the low, and we've got all these equal highs up here to target. We'll see if this plays. Obviously we did get close above. We'll just put a limit on. We may not get filled, but if we complete this curve, then I'll be happy. Okay, and we actually just sell straight through that. So maybe it was due to not closing above this high. Obviously I did mention we could turtle soup it again, as we didn't get proper turtle soup inside of this. So potentially this move is still on the cards. It's a bit more choppy. I haven't checked news, which is not great. I have an hourly gap down here, so we're purely working with this M5 inverse. I suppose we're in this gap now, but it's not very big. And we're in this one. Yeah, okay. We'll see. Does look more like shorts to these equal lows. Over here. Maybe on a 15-minute gap forms, we could potentially seek that, but yeah, I think the move may have been in here. Obviously that's past market open, but yeah, due to closing down here, we'll see if we can get some displacement. Okay, may want to turtle soup again. Ideally, well, it would have to be this high. This is the only high here, and a swing high is this. So high, high. So it has to have two lower highs next to it to count. That's why, like here, you wouldn't class this as a high because you've got a higher high, then that high, and then a lower. So this would be a market structure shift. We may want to turtle soup again, potentially. Yep, there's the turtle soup again. I mean, longs could still be on the card, or we could just take these equal lows out and then seek a long opportunity from a gap lower. Obviously these closes aren't great, but we did get our turtle soup. This would be our market structure shift now, because we've got high, 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 lower high. We may not even get the displacement. Here's our new high to monitor from. We haven't got any lower gaps, but we have been taken out sell side We probably will take this out before. That's a small gap, but probably will take this out before long in. Mate, why is it so hard? It is tiny. However, it had a wick inside of it before, and now we've turtle souped, so it could be high probability. Obviously, there's nothing on the hourly of the 4 hour. We probably turtle soup that. Now, do we have anything below? I don't think we do. Like gaps wise, it may just be a liquidity play. You've got this hourly gap here that we may be inside of. Yeah, so have this wick inside, turtle soup the wick. This could be a high probability long. We can delete this now. Delete this. The market structure shift would be here as lower high, 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 lower high. We may just want to dump straight through it. Need displacement above that high. Doesn't look like we're gonna get it. I mean, okay, there we go. So we got it. We're also inversing a 15-minute gap as we speak, and a 5-minute gap. So now that we've got this market structure shift, we could just put a long on maybe EQ, this range. However, this does look like the EQ play. OTE, come down. So maybe from this range, we can chuck along. We'll just put it on this cap. We'll put on this order block here. We'll risk the low. I know we are using this range for OTE, but we will risk that low. That should be protected. And then we can target all that buy side up there. Do we have any SMTs? No SMTs, so that could be lower probability, but place a limit order on that. See if it comes down, tags us in, and probably the main target we would have, we'd look at 15-minute highs. I mean, there is no 15-minute high, like a swing high other than here. So we would probably want to target this high. Is 930 high as a partial, and that can be our full if we even want to play out. And remember, this line is the model 1 of that, and we can measure that range. The model 1, see if we have come into like some sort of equilibrium, or okay, so we've come way into equilibrium of that. We'll see. I mean, we're running all right now. We got above it. Okay, taking that high now. And partial like 20%. Can then move stops to break even, and then obviously the final TP will be this buy side liquidity if we want to get there. Skip it through, and it does look like we probably will get there now. Don't curse me, but does look like, okay, so we do have SMT of this high. Probably will take another 10% just in case we want to get SMT'd out. You likely will. Still take it, and there we go. So there's our buy model playing out. Obviously we had to wait a lot. First trade got stopped out. But this is why we manage risk. Obviously, as you can see, the first position lost 500, and then the next one more than double. So yeah, this is kind of why we use risk management. And yeah, we're patient. The same framework that I just showed is being played out. So like I said, wick inside of the gap, and then microstructure shift, some sort of entry. Doesn't matter what, you could have used any entry. Like I was saying as well, this range had already played OTE, so it was this range that we cared about for entries, and we came right to OTE. And then yeah, obviously we accumulated a little bit, but we used an hourly gap and we used this buy model. So yeah, that's really clean. Can delete this now. Put in microstructure shift like that. Put it in the center, and then you can go and journal this. Yeah, very happy days. That's basically just how market maker models work. I probably will post this just because. Keep it blue. Yeah, why not? I'll post it, get back into the swing, and yeah, see you guys in a bit.